Hey Gamecats, it's time for another Top 20 list, but it's 3 AM and Dez, Jeremy, and Michelle are nowhere to be found, meaning that this list is all mine. So if it's missing a game that you love, it's not because it's not awesome, it's just because you and I have different favorites. So here it is, Brian Paul's Top 20 Favorite PSVR Games of All Time, as of September 27th, 2018. After playing Static for a while, it's easy to forget that your hands aren't actually trapped inside puzzle boxes, but instead gripping your DualShock 4, trying desperately to decipher the clues that'll set you free. As one of the best puzzle games I've ever played, it probably should have ranked higher on the list, a true testament to the 19 games above it. Okay, so it's not quite Diablo, but PRETA is an awesome dungeon crawler in its own right. Play as one of 3 characters and complete quest after quest, slowly accumulating the materials you need to craft your next weapon or accessory. This one isn't for the casual gamer, but once you discover and master PRETA's deep gameplay mechanics, it'll suck up hours of your life. With Gran Turismo Sport and Dirt Rally delivering more impressive technical achievements on PSVR, I keep going back to launch title DRIVECLUB VR, mostly because of its wide range of tracks, fantastic gameplay, and full grid of opponents. Sure, the tracks are definitely blurry, but the interiors are awesome, and so is the sense of speed. Crash landing on an alien planet and trying to stay alive is one thing, but exploring dark, creepy caves and uncovering this planet's insane secrets is another. Craft tools, solve puzzles, and brave the elements in this epic adventure. I'm just sitting here in a boat, on a lake, rowing around listening to music and occasionally catching fish. Catch and release is relaxing and fun, sure, but it's also extremely easy to forget where you are and spend hours doing absolutely nothing. My 7-hour journey through the walled city of Kowloon left such an impact on me that, although it's only available as a download from the Hong Kong PlayStation Store, I needed to include it on this list. Wander the streets looking for specific locations to photograph as you slowly unlock more areas and discover the unusual inhabitants of this unforgettable city. Some of the puzzle solving in Robinson is boring and tedious, but don't let that distract you from the fact that Robinson the Journey has dinosaurs. Dinosaurs in VR! Oh, and it also has beautiful graphics, a really fun story, and you can collect a bunch of stuff, but it has dinosaurs! It's so cool. Rec Room is one of those games that belong in every PSVR gamer's library, mostly because it's free and doesn't require a PlayStation Plus subscription to go online, but also because it's a really fun place to hang out with a ton of your friends, play silly games, or hang glide down the Frontier Island for an epic game of Rec Royale. Playing your Game Boy in school as a kid is something a lot of us can relate to, but playing it in VR is an experience like no other. Pixel Ripped 1989 takes us back to the past, in a game that never forgets it's a game, and as a result becomes one incredibly memorable experience. As the very first game to use the PlayStation aim controller, FARPOINT deserves a special place on this list. But it's more than just a fun shooter. FARPOINT delivers a quality story with varied environments, co-op levels, and an awesome 1v1 mode where you can either attack your opponent head-on or build armies of alien creatures to fight for you. Whoa, we're halfway there, and I gotta say, it was really hard to narrow this list down to just 20 games. If I had an infinite amount of time, I would have made a top 50 list, and I still would have had to leave off games that I love. Alright, enough messing around. Here's the top 10. Transference comes to VR from Ubisoft and Elijah Wood's SpectraVision studio, and hits the ground running. It's only about 2 hours long, but it's intense, scary, amazingly well presented, and possibly 2 of the best hours you can spend in VR. And just know that the Walter test case demo, no matter how awesome, pales in comparison to the extremely polished final product. As the other basically third-person game on this list, Moss proves that VR isn't only for intense, visceral first-person experiences. It can also be used to tell a beautiful, heartwarming story from a variety of perspectives. Working as Quill's guide in first person and controlling the little mouse in third creates a bond between you that you won't soon forget. The tagline for Superhot VR has been said more times than I can count, but "time only moves when you do" is about as descriptive as you can get, creating a game that's less about fast reaction speeds and more about observation, choreography, and shooting bad guys in the face. The concept is flawless, now we just need some DLC. Sometimes there's no way of conveying how amazing a game is until you get in there and try it for yourself. To the Top is definitely one of those games, offering up a Windland sense of exploration with a Sprint Vector sense of urgency, featuring tons of obstacle courses for you to run, climb, jump, and slide through, each with an awesome sense of scale and height. If you hate haunted houses, skip this game. And if you hate roller coasters, skip this game. Oh, and if you also hate jump scares and ghosts and saw blades and squealing pigs and scary clowns and thousands of spiders and creepy children and scary movies and amazing light gun shooters, skip this game. The wait for the WIPEOUT Omega Collection's free VR patch took seemingly forever, fostering doubt in even the most devout of the PSVR faithful. But nothing could have prepared us for the seamless VR integration, sense of speed, and incredible level of immersion that it would deliver, sacrificing almost nothing from the non-VR version. The Persistence is an intense stealth roguelike taking place on board a spacecraft that ventured too close to a black hole, causing all sorts of problems. The worst being that every deck of the ship is now infested with mutants that want to kill you. You'll live life after life upgrading your stats, weapons, and perks as you go, making every attempt at clearing out the Persistence one step closer to success. Okay, I admit it. I was one of the 12 people who never played Skyrim before Skyrim VR came to PlayStation VR. But what I didn't know was how lucky that made me, to allow me to experience Tamriel for the very first time in the most immersive way possible. You can spend hundreds of hours in Skyrim revealing its story, or just wandering the countryside doing side missions and killing dragons with fireballs that shoot out of your hands. This one is never going away. Playing Resident Evil on PlayStation 1 was a life-changing experience and roped me back into video games just when I thought I was out. And playing Resident Evil 7 in VR felt eerily similar, yet at the same time also demonstrated the evolution of technology. It's the scariest game I've ever played, and the scariest experience of my life. And if you've only played it on a flat screen, you have no idea what you're missing.
I'm an old man, son. You can't take on an old man. God damn!
Firewall Zero Hour, when stripped down to its basics, is a 4v4 tactical military shooter with one primary game mode. But somehow, it's that simplicity that has us pulling our aim controllers out night after night, playing round after round until long after the sun comes up. Firewall tests your accuracy, communication skills, and patience, and is currently my favorite reason to own a PlayStation VR.
Friendly down, 3 remaining. Friendly down, 2 remaining.
Handfuls of new PlayStation VR games come out every single week, so this list will probably be outdated in just a matter of days. But that makes me even more excited about the future. What will this list look like next week, next month, next year? I can't wait to find out. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all.